Hey folks, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whatever the case may be. Yes, I'm working on a new canvas. I finished, excuse me, I finished Sexy Plum, and I spun the wheel. If you follow me on Facebook, you will have seen that I spun the wheel, and the wheel came up with Pawprints on bridge. So I'm doing the 40 by 40 of said canvas. I do have a larger version of this one that I've already done, 50 by 50. But as you can see, I just started this yesterday, and yeah. I know I should be showing you more of the progress and the completed ones, and like when they're all done and whatnot, but I have a tendency of just rolling them up and setting them aside and then starting on a new one. It's a large part of it is my depression because of living such a confined life, isolated life in this fifth wheel. It's not good for my depression. But sharing what I love with you guys is helping. I did do a video recently for my other channel. Yeah. It's not diamond painting or any crafts or anything like that, but it's just talking about my favorite YouTube channel. Just a bit of about that channel. There's going to be multiple videos about that channel because of everything that they're going through. But yeah, and then I'll talk, and then in future videos I'll talk about other YouTube channels and as well as talking about myself. And but in the meantime, I'm also doing trying to keep up with doing videos for you guys. I'm quite behind in watching videos because I recently discovered some videos that got misplaced. When I saved them, they went to the wrong playlist, and yeah, I just recently discovered them, and they're from back in October. So I'm now watching videos at 1.75 times the speed to try and get through them quickly. Yeah. So I've got one playlist that's over 4,000 videos. I've got another playlist that's got over 1,000. And then the playlist that I'm trying to get through as quickly as I can. It has over 200 videos. Yeah. And the ones that are in the 200 playlist, the playlist with just over 200, it's got just over 200 because I was going through the playlist that's got over 4,000 in it, and I've been finding videos in there that should have been in the other playlist, so I've been transferring them over, and that's why it went from like 19 to over 200. Yeah. Thankfully, a lot of them are short videos, but some of them are several hours long. That's why I'm watching them at 1.75 times the speed, because apparently 1.5 times the speed is just not quite fast enough, and 2 times the speed I can't understand. I can at 1.75 times the speed I can still understand what they're saying. At 2 times the speed I have to focus more. So I wouldn't be able to do diamond painting while I'm listening to them at 2 times the speed. Yeah, so trying to get through them. Yeah. So that's where I'm at these days. Thank you. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I am procrastinating when it comes to getting certain things done, like laundry. Thankfully, I've got enough clean laundry for now. But yeah, I really need to focus on getting laundry done. And I can't remember if I talked about this, but I need to borrow. I need to see about borrowing a shovel from my dad so I can loosen up the dirt in front of the door, the main door of the storage that's under the sleeper here, in order to be able to open it all the way, fully open it, so that I can actually get in and out through that door, so that I can get, when I need to when I need to refill the propane tanks, I can get them out of there. And I need to I want to put the tote bins full of recycling that are in the van. I want to take them out and put them in the storage so that so I can free up space in the van. And then I can actually organize the recycling better in the storage for when I go to take the recycling in. I don't just have it all jumbled together and trying to sort it at the recycle place. Because I like to try to have certain things organized as best as I can. Well, I try to have everything organized so that it's all more efficient and less work down the road. Yeah. Plus, with getting the recycling out of the van, it'll free up space for me to put stuff in there. I've got 2 totes in here that need to go in there for storage, because I don't have they're just taking up space in here. And it makes my place look like a hoarder lives here. And I'm kind of a hoarder, but I have stuff that I don't use it every day, but I could be needing to use it at some point. Like today, I pulled this basket out to put these in, but I don't use them all the time, so I need to have a place to store them in here so that they're easily accessible. Thankfully, I had them tucked underneath the desk, so they were easily accessible. It just took me a couple of minutes to remember where I had put them. Yeah. See, that's like, I've got a dehumidifier for in the bedroom, a little electric one that I bought from Temu, and I can't remember where I put the power cord for it. So now I can't use the darn thing because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where I put the power cord. Yeah, it really sucks that I don't remember where I put the power cord. because the dehumidifier would be helping in the bedroom, but or maybe even having it out here. But yeah, what can you do when you live in a shoe? So I'm trying to make the best of things, but of course the easiest way for me to do that is to just ignore it until it becomes an issue. Yeah, alright. So I am working from the bottom up like usual. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see a little bit better. There. Sorry about the shakiness, of course. But yeah, so I'm working my way from the bottom up with this row. So the letter K. Yeah, and so I'm of course still planning on getting more of these small trays. I'm still in the I'm not sure if I'm gonna get more, if I'm gonna keep the larger trays or just like give them to somebody as a gift. I don't know. If I can find somebody that's interested in them as a gift, interested in them, then maybe I will just say, here you go, and then send them off. So yeah, maybe if you're interested in them, let me know. Because I don't use the larger trays. Although I probably should hold on to them, because I could use them for holding like excess amounts of the drills. For when I do, yeah, I think I will do that, yeah. See, I changed my mind on the, so quickly, but sorry, I gotta, oh my goodness. Apparently one of the things that happens with perimenopause is itch. You get an uncontrollable itch. Oh, goodness. And with my sensitive skin, my super sensitive skin, and itching, it just drives me crazy. Like, can you see, look at that. See the marks on my wrist? That's from my watch. And having it, and then of course this makes me itchy, and I'm already itchy, and it just gets worse and worse until I end up scratching so much that I end up scratching the skin away, and then I end up with a sore, and that takes a while for it to heal because I'm always scratching it because it's always itchy. And I know I could probably just go to the store and buy an anti-itch cream, and I'd be slathering myself. I'd be covering myself in that stuff so much that I'd be, oh my goodness, I'd be going through the stuff like crazy. And well, that money can be better spent on other things. So I'm just living with the itch, and because it's, yeah, I only scratch when it gets to the unbearable level. I try to ignore it as much as I try to ignore the itch as much as I possibly can, but yeah, there are times when it just, ugh, can't help it. All right. So that drill is, it's a trash drill. And I put it there to deal with later when I'm in the middle of a color. I'll do that at times. Not always, but at times. And then I'll just, and then when I'm done with this color, any trash drills that are in here, I'll pick them up and throw them in the trash. It's just how I'm feeling at the moment. That determines what I do. So, got the weekend coming up. Yay! My boyfriend's gonna try and come out tomorrow. Yay! Which means I gotta do a bunch of cleaning. Yay! And it's difficult to do. I can't do it during the day because, well, I'm asleep during the morning. And then Wolfie's asleep during the afternoon. Like she's asleep right now. I usually don't know that she's awake until I actually hear her. Either I'll hear the clicking of her controller or I'll hear her talking on her headset. Because, yeah, she usually wakes up and she's like right on that Xbox or talking to somebody before she even gets out of bed and comes out here. She could be like awake for like an hour or two before she comes out here. And she sleeps with the door closed, so I can't just lean over and peek through the door to see if she's awake. So, yeah, I gotta wait until I know that she's awake. And like I've been getting like 10-hour sleep, something like 10-hour sleeps lately. Sometimes I'll get like 3 or 4 hours of sleep and then I'll be awake for a couple 3 hours and then I'll go back to bed and sleep for another 6 hours. Yeah. But we both have to be up early on Tuesday next week because we both have doctor's appointments. Yeah, her appointment is at 10, so we gotta leave here just before 9 so that we can get we can go through the construction. Yay! To get to the town next door for her doctor's appointment at 10, and then mine is at like, I think 11:30. So basically we'll just do her appointment and then we'll go, I guess we'll go to Timmy's because that's like just down the street. Well, it's just on the other side of the hospital. And then after, yeah, we'll have like an early lunch or whatever at Timmy's, and then we'll go back to the clinic for my appointment. Yeah. Yes, this means that I'm actually managing our money a little bit better. A little bit. Yeah. We've got enough money for that. And also enough to pick up a couple groceries before that. As long as we stay local. Go to the grocery store in town here. It'll cost a little bit extra, but the little bit extra that we spend on the groceries here, we save on the gas for next week. Yeah, all of a sudden it is too quiet. Too quiet. That's because the space heater just stopped. Yeah. Because it hit the right temperature in here. And that means I need music. Yes, I need music. And I have a playlist full of music that is not copyright protected, because the creator of said music has made it so. I just gotta unlock my watch. There we go. Yeah, it's 3:54 on Friday, the 9th. And according to my watch, it's 2 degrees and cloudy outside. And when I look outside, yep, it's cloudy. Mostly cloudy, yeah. What little bit I can see of the sky, which is not very much, and it's through trees. It's cloudy, but also the sun is gonna, it says the sun is gonna set at 4:10 p.m. So in like 16 minutes, it says, something like that. Yeah. Anywho, let me think. Where was I? Music. Excuse me. Yeah. Oops. I'm almost done this section, and then I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll do music next time. But yeah, something I want to do is look into having a little playlist for my channel, for both of my channels, something like for intros and outros and stuff like that. Something to play while I'm chatting away, yammering away about this and that and whatever else comes to mind. Yeah. Something that just recently started yesterday is my thumb here, because I have arthritis and I crack my knuckles. When I'm going like this, I can feel the grinding of my joints when I'm going like this. But yesterday, my thumb started, it'll suddenly snap. It'll make a snap, and it is excruciatingly painful. It is so painful that I've been on the verge of tears multiple times, and I just can't help but say ow when it happens. It's not fun growing old, especially when you don't take good care of your body. And I always knew this was going to happen because I never took good care of my body, because I didn't have a proper advocate to help me. And because my dad doesn't believe in a lot of the medical jargon, and doesn't understand. Because I've tried talking with him about depression in the past. I've tried talking with him about depression and anxiety and all of these things, and he would just roll his eyes and shake his head and like walk away, or just say, well, it's just like he just never accepting of any of it. 2 years ago, just before, like 2 years ago when I was living at his place, and I was seeing a counselor. I ended up having an emotional breakdown, and I ended up calling 911, and I was waiting, like I was on the phone waiting for 911 for an ambulance, right? Waiting for 911 to actually answer first, so then I could ask for an ambulance, and I couldn't stop crying. And I talked about this in a previous video, and I know I said I was going to stop, but anyways, and my dad came home, and I couldn't say anything to him. I was just so upset, and I couldn't stop crying. And when the 911 operator asked me what I wanted, I said I need an ambulance. And then she put me through the paramedics, and I'm like, yeah, I need an ambulance. I can't stop crying, yada, yada, yada. And then they put my dad on the, they wanted to talk to my dad because my dad showed up and I wasn't saying anything to him. And he's like, yeah, I just got home and she's crying. She won't say what's wrong, and da-da-da. And like, I've tried talking with my dad about my depression. I've tried talking with him about my daughter's depression. He's never understood. He's never taken the time. He does to understand, to listen, to really focus. Because to him, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever, get over it. Stop being a baby. It's all in your head type stuff, right? He had a small bout of depression when he first fully retired. He ended up sick and in bed for several days because of the depression. But then after he was well, he was fine. At least we're quite certain it was because of depression, because all of a sudden it's like a shock to the system when you subconsciously realize you don't have to get up in the wee hours of the morning and trudge off to a job that you never really liked to begin with. You're free from that burden. It's a shock to the system. And that's what it was like for my dad. And subconsciously he couldn't really accept it at first, and it made him sick, and took him a few days to get over it. And then once he was over it, that was it. He was done. But it's like when he was younger and he was a bartender, and he was drinking so much that he could barely function without alcohol in his system, to the point where, like, he'd wake up to start his day, and he'd have to, like, have something alcoholic to drink just to pretty much start his day. And it was to the point where it's like, well, you should go to an AA meeting and see if it'll help you. We're worried that you might be an alcoholic, yada, yada, yada. So he went to an AA meeting. And he sat there and he listened to these people. And he's like, yeah, no, I don't need this because I'm not an alcoholic. And for him, it was easy because it was like mind over matter. He just stopped drinking like he was. And it was easier for him than a lot of other people. I know there are people out there that they need AA meetings. They need NA meetings. For a while, I was going to NA meetings and AA meetings, and because not just to help me stay clean and sober, but for the support, to be able to talk with people who understood where I was coming from, who understood that it is a problem. And I have not been to an AA meeting or an NA meeting in many years because I have found that I don't need those meetings anymore. I did at one point, and they helped. And now I'm at the point where if I ever felt that I needed to, and if I needed a meeting, then I would go to a meeting. I haven't had the need to in many years because I'm doing a lot better. I have not had a craving for my drug of choice. I have not had any, I have no interest in alcohol because it just makes me sick. The more I drink, the worse I get. So I just don't even bother. And I can totally live without alcohol because I've never liked the smell. The smell has always made me feel nauseous. Ever since I was a wee little lass. And when I was a teenager and a young adult, I drank because it was the social thing to do with my friends. And so I did. And it just, over the years, it just got worse and worse. So I just stopped completely. And yeah, last time I had an alcoholic drink, I had like a sip or two, and then I gave the rest of it away. Yeah, but ouch. Oh, that crack was not a snap. It was just a crack. A snap is worse. A snap is further in here, and oh my God, does it hurt. But yeah, so if I find that things are just too overwhelming for me, then I do have a support system in place. Like my daughter Wolfie, she understands my depression because she has depression. I have come to recognize the signs, and I make a conscious effort of following through with if it's bad enough, then I call 911. Yeah, like I did that day at my dad's. After that day, my dad has not really he's come to be a bit more understanding of where I'm coming from, but he's now starting to have issues with his memory. He's starting to have memory loss, and he knows this, and he's someone that has always, he always tells stories about when he was younger, about people that he was friends with or people that he knew, and he'd be like, oh yeah, so and so, and he would say not just their first name but their last name as well. And he's always like, he has lived a very full and interesting life, and he's always got stories about his past, and now he's starting to lose that past, and I know it's hard on him. I know it's hard for him to lose those memories. And it makes me really wish that I had been recording him, like do audio recordings of him telling me the stories from his past, and then I could write them out for him. Write a book about the stories from his past, which would be I think that would be a really cool idea. It was actually something that I wanted to do for my ex, for Wolfie's father, because of the things from his past. a lot of the things from his past are things that people don't really believe. Excuse me, don't really believe him when he tells them. So I know and I understand, but never did get around to it because of other things that were in the way, I guess you could say. But I'm going to end it here because I need to stretch and get some stuff done and do some more scratching. Oh, this is yeah, the itchiest part. The itchiest spot is my shoulders and under my watch. And I can't be doing that because it can affect the sensors on the back of my watch. All right, but I'm going to go and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.